I will now show you how to handle several events in React using components. As a start, I've added a new component to the src folder. I named it btn, and for now it's just an empty function with a default export. Let me simplify the app.js file's return statement. First, I'll delete the logo import statement and import the btn component instead, and then remove the contents of the return statement. Then finally, I'll add the btn.jsx element so that it can get rendered. Back in the btn component, I add a button in the return statement. The button reads, "Click me." Press Ctrl S or Command S on a Mac to save, and the button renders on the screen. Now I'd like to handle a click on this button, so I add the onClick synthetic event, then an equals sign, an opening curly brace, click handler with a capital H, and a closing curly brace. In the return statement, I distribute the code on several lines to increase readability. Now I'm setting up the click handling behavior. Whenever a user clicks on the button, that'll evaluate an expression named click handler. I now need to define this click handler, and I'll set it as a function expression, meaning I will use the const variable keyword and name it click handler. Then I'll assign an arrow function to it. That's it. I've just set up a click handler that receives the click event that's fired from this button and handles it by outputting the word clicked in the console. Again, I save my changes, and in the browser, I open the developer tools. Now I locate and activate the console tab in the developer tools. I'll also zoom in on the button. When I click the button, the word clicked appears in the console for every click event. Back inside the btn.js file in VS Code, I select all the code in the btn component, right-click on the selection, and click the copy command in the contextual menu that pops up. Next, I use the keyboard shortcut of holding down the Control key, and while it's pressed down, press and release the K button, then pressing and releasing the C button, and finally releasing the Control key. So, Control K C. That comments out all the highlighted code. Right under this commented code, I now press the Control V keyboard shortcut to paste in the code that I have previously copied. I will now show you how to handle a different event. Let me replace the onClick.jsx event handling attribute with another one, and thus handle a different event. For example, I can replace the onClick attribute with the onMouseOver attribute, and update my event handling function accordingly to read mouseover. I save my changes and wait for the app to recompile. This time, when I hover over the button, the words mouse over are showing in the console. In this video, you've learned how to work with event handling JSX attributes in React.